Happy New Year. It's the first right now. I filmed this a few days ago. It's a review on the Telehawk T2, the Teagle machine that we had on demo. Quick rundown on this machine. It is a Teagle Telehawk T2, so it's a forklift mounted machine, completely runs off of auxiliary oil flow from the forklift, which over time heats up if you're doing a lot of bales. That's a negative. You can see the two oil pumps here. So that pump there turns the main chopping drum. This pump there runs the bed, so the bed draws straw into the chopping drum, and then there's a chute up there where all the straw comes out of, which you control via a wee joystick in the cab. It has got a hydraulic back door which is used so you can scoop up bales in, flick them back in, or you can put 2 round bales in, chop the first round bale, then fold the next one in so you can use that secondary. You can load 2 round bales into it or a big Heston. There is another wee hydraulic pump just in there which runs the fan, which blows the straw out of the chute up there. This is the smallest of the Teagle chopping range they do. I think this is the only machine they do that's forklift mounted. You can get other machines that are either trailed, PTO driven off of the back of a tractor, 3-point linkage mounted, I think, off the back of a tractor. Demoed this because I didn't really want to tie up a tractor all winter. Oh, that was my initial thoughts, but having thought about it, we've got a spare tractor through the winter, so would we be more suited to a trailed one? Possibly. We had some of these square bales kicking about from when we did the sunflowers. So these are a lot easier to bed with a bedder than by hand because they're not round, you can't roll them out. So we shifted them along here and we'll put them through the bedder. Opinions, I think I could get 2 of those bales in. I set up these bales to do it one by one because that door there, it folds down like that and then you scoop up the bales. And I wasn't convinced it'd be wide enough for the 2, but I think it might be. I'm just going to go for it. Should be wide enough there to there. Oh, maybe not actually. I'm going to end up jamming the thing, but may as well try it while we've got it on demo if you can get 2 width of these bales. The reason we've got these wee half bales for the sunflowers this year, we set up a wee maze and we use bales like this for a lot of different things because they're good size. They're not too bulky, you can deal with them and shift them about, no bother. We're alright on this side, we're not alright on that side. Yeah, there's no chance because that plate there is actually angled. It gets narrower when you come further up. One at a time it is. We are mostly round bales though. That was just a wee batch we had, so. By the way, I didn't really make it that clear. This is a demo. We have not bought this machine. For the amount of cows we've got right now, which is about 40, this is kind of unjustifiable. If we were staying at 40 cows, we definitely wouldn't be buying a bedder. Rolling out bales doesn't take too long with 40 cows. But the grand plan is to get up to about 100 cows. All the calves that are born are reared all the way through, so we're keeping them the whole time for the butchery in the farm shop. So at those numbers, looking at a bedder is viable. Hey lad. When you've got the door down at the end there, it is a big clump of machine to be fleeing about in the shed with. You quickly add a bit of ventilation to the shed in a way. If you had a new operator that wasn't hugely confident or massively skilled with a forklift, not that I'm saying I'm massively skilled, I've clouded a few things, but you wouldn't be long in wiping things out. There's quite a chunk on the headstock there of the forklift of which you can't see any of it from the cab of the forklift. You're quite blind. If you watch Joe Seals, you know what the script is now. Pull the strings off. Oh, you bandit, so I tripped over that bucket. Nice one. The knots are there, so they're a chunky bit in the string. And you don't want to be pulling them round the back because you can get stuck and jammed around the corner. So if you cut this side of them, there we go, string. Alright, and she's good to blow now. There's a joke in there somewhere. Because it's mounted on the forklift, it's not got a massive capacity, this machine. So the time to load it versus what's in the chamber, it's not the quickest thing. I think if I was doing round bales in that reed, I could almost bed them fractionally quicker than with this machine. But this machine saves straw, chops it a bit, finer chop, so it's better for spreading dung later. Now it's just a case of ramping the oil flow up to 100. Crack it right up. You can see the fans going, there's a bit of straw going places. This is the chute on the top, so if I shift that up and point it round there a wee bit. Hey boy, you alright man? Plant the foot, start the bed, and we're off. and then I'm just going to adjust that chute for the next couple of minutes. So it's a chain driven bed. You can alter the speed here, so that'll slow the feed a wee bit or speed it up, but depending what you're after. If it bogs down at all, it'll go into auto reverse, it'll reverse the bed. That must be half the bale. So that's the other half of the bale that was sitting on the back door. Tip the back door up and here it comes. Loaded up bale number 2. Let's go and have a look. Cattle get messy. It could cause maybe eye irritation. You have to keep an eye on that. The cattle don't mind it on their backs, but the dust, you can see it's a wee bit stirry in here. That could cause potential eye irritation. It does make a wee mess in the shed. I'll put a wee bit out here, then I'll put the boom through that doorway. There's another half bale in there, so I'll come through that doorway. The majority of your cattle sheds, the reeds, i.e. the places where the cattle are a lot narrower and longer, so more suited to a better style machine. But this is just a big box square, so it's not perfect for this machine, which is struggling to throw it all the way over into the corner there. But if we get a shed sorted out for next year, that is not a distance it will need to be able to throw. You can see how far that sticks out the front of the boom, and you're totally blind to all of that. All you see is the back side of the machine. You can see Baxter there, big man. Anyway, that's how she looks, and messy. But that's all better machines. They're going to make, you're going to have a bit more messy of a place. He's a wee chunk, this lad. Get your bow on display. Right, I'm all done. There's still a wee bit left. There's not much in there. Looks more than it is. So we'll call that 2 of those square bales up there. See what kind of temperature the pipes are at. They're alright. 1 more bale, and I don't think you could be holding your hand on there for too long. It does get fairly warm. It's all disconnected now, so don't worry. This is how the bed works. So the hydraulic pump, which sits down the bottom there on the other side, this is just the bearing end, drives a chain on this side and a chain on that side, which draw these metal bars, and these then slide along the floor and draw the bale into the chopper, which is in the back there. This is your adjuster for the tension on the chain on the bed. Sometimes you may have to loosen that off, because I've seen these on YouTube, the chains can jump a link or jump a cog or something in there, so you might need to adjust that to reset it. But that's kind of everything that needs to be said about this machine. And there we go, bedded cows and a dug. All in all, good machine. Would it be for us? I don't think so. We produce a lot of round bales. It takes a bit more time with a round bale. Yes, we could swap to squares, but squares you have to clear from the fields at harvest time a lot quicker. And if you're clearing bales, that means you're not combining. So we don't really want to go to square bales, but we might. Capacity-wise, I'd like to have a machine that you can fit more into. Can't point with my hand because I've got a dog here, but the Teagle Telehawk, that thing right there, my review on it, would we buy one? No. I think we'd be more suited to a trailed machine. I'd like a bigger capacity, because the time involved in it, the time is loading it up. Using it, it's quick. It doesn't take long at all. And it makes a good job of that side of it, but it's loading up that's slow. And if you could get more into it, that would speed things up. I think as we get more cows and we're set up better, you've got more to bed in the morning, it will become a lot more efficient. Because right now I could roll out bales as quick as I could do these cows with that machine. But once you get up to a lot more cows and you set up bales before you get going, you'd be quicker with that machine. I'm also not too worried about having to tie up a tractor if we went trailed, because we've kind of got a spare tractor through the winter. It then means if you've got it on the back of the tractor, you don't need to scoop with this to pick bales up. You just get the forklift and load it with the forklift way quicker. Speed up the process massively. Build quality, seems a well-built machine. It's not the thickest of materials because that adds so much weight to it, and when it's on the end of a forklift, you can't really do that. Obviously it's a demo, it's almost brand new. It's not got any chipping and whatnot. I think it's a good machine. I don't think it's suited to us though. Come on, Bags. Let's go, boy. Come on, Bags. You want some breakfast? I think so. Happy calves. They're getting on cracking. I'm happy with them. Happy as Larry. Next thing I need to do with these cattle is take this fence down, put a ad-lib feeder in, so we can just fill the feeder up and I don't need to go in and out with buckets all the time. Cheers for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If you've not already, please like this video, subscribe, and I hope you had a good night last night. Cheers.